Hey, what's up guys? So I'm just going to go through my comments and reply or answer as many as I can today. On the Stannis video, Destin said, "Great video, only thing I'm not certain about is Shireen's grayscale. The sickness virus may have just been dormant and sleeping. In A Dance with Dragons, Val of the Free Folk is very afraid of her and think that they should kill her before she endangers everyone around her." Poor Shireen. She won't let Gilly's baby near the dead girl. So it makes you wonder what's going to happen. Yeah, I get it. The Maesters say that you can cure grayscale. That's what Sam did. He read it in a book. And Val up in the north, she's only in the books. She says that it's only dormant. I kind of look at it, I don't usually trust the Maesters. That's not true. I trust the Maesters in most things except for magic. And grayscale is not magic. It's just a disease. I do trust them. I mean, they've studied it and there have been cases where people have been healed. And usually it's young people. Whereas Val's just a free folk. I love the free folk, but I think this is just one of like the darker side to her. I think she's wrong. I think the view is just built on kind of like hate, but really just, no, fear. It's built on fear. She thinks that it's dormant, but I think Shireen's good. I think once kids are cured, they're immune to grayscale's swifter cousin, the Grey Plague. Marta mentioned something about Ned, saying how, it was kind of Jaime's fault that he didn't tell people the truth of what he did. To play devil's advocate, though, even if Jaime had told Ned, yeah, I stabbed him because he was about to blow up the city, people like Ned and Sir Barristan, their views of oaths are sort of twisted. They're like iron. They just hold on to them so strictly that it's wrong. They would say, like, you vowed an oath to your king. You should have protected him to the end, even though he was a scumbag. So, yeah, that's why Jaime didn't tell him. It was kind of fruitless. As far as the different colored Dragonglass, Wake Up Dead says, maybe in the books, the show has said nothing about different colors, and we have no time left to be introducing new plot points, but who knows? At least we haven't been shown the script for the season like last year. Damn them all to hell. The thing is, yeah, they haven't verbalized it to us in the show that there are different colored Dragonglass, but we've seen different colored Dragonglass. We saw it at Hardhome, so I think it's on the table, and I think it's going to play a big part in healing Night King. Marma says, aren't the rest of the children of the forest in the God's Eye, or at the God's Eye? I do think that there are some there, but I don't think that they're walking around. I think that they're sort of attached to the trees. In the books, I think it's like A Dance with Dragons, Bran 3. He's walking around the caves. He might be walking around in Hodor. Yeah, I think he's walking around inside Hodor. This little punk. He's just stealing Hodor's life all the time. But anyway, he's walking around, and then there are children in like the roots of the trees, just like Bloodraven. And if I'm not mistaken, like they'll open their eyes. So for all intents and purposes, they're dead. Like even Bloodraven, he's pretty much dead. He's just being kept alive through the tree, So I think that there are green men on the God's Eye. I just think they're in the tree. Skeleton King 117 says, the Night King and the Night's King are two different characters, my dude. Yeah, for basically my whole life, as long as I've been reading and watching a show, I've said the exact same thing. But when he first came out, I think it was season 4, or it might have been the season 6 scene. No, it was the season 4 scene when they first showed the Night King with the baby. They originally titled him on their credits on like a website as Night's King. Maybe that was a mistake, or maybe they made a mistake and they gave away who he really is. I think the biggest reveal of season 8 will be that the Night King we know is the Night's King of history and lore. There's just so much in the books about the Night's King and the Night Fort. It's going to come back and play a part. I mean, he was a Stark. You go to like Simeon Star, I saw 2 Hellhounds battling. It's not the Cleganes down in King's Landing. It was 2 Starks. I think the Night's King's name was Jon Snow, and he fought his brother, Brandon Stark. Huh, interesting. Dovekin asks, interesting, do you think the different colors could also have something to do with the different magical peoples? Because we have red, purple, and green Dragonglass in addition to the black Dragonglass. Red being the priest of R'hllor, Melisandre has red eyes, green being the Green Seers, or nature, purple, Valyrians. In the show, the Night King is created using black Dragonglass. Could the origins of these others be similar? Something was done to transform the Valyrians from sheep herders to dragonlords. Absolutely. I think that the different Dragonglass colors have different properties. One will be healing, and some may be related to why there's magical blood, so to say, or how they created the dragons in the first place using maybe human blood and wyverns. Boom. Clay Thompson says, they should have told us more about the Walkers in Season 7. Wasted Season 7 on, again, focusing on Jon's heritage. The thing is, so in the books, we have POV chapters. They're not direct POVs. They're sort of like a very close third-person POV, but we don't get POVs from the White Walkers. That's why we don't know that much about them. In the show, we actually see more of the White Walkers than we do in the books, but you're right, we haven't seen that much, at least yet. And I think the main reason is because there's a big reveal coming for us in Season 8. Night King is the Night's King. And the last hero. Yenna Tromlin says, thinking about the foreshadowing, who is already known as the Kingslayer? Jaime kills the Night King with the help of Bran, and it probably ends in both of their deaths. Bran first, and then an angry Jaime avenging her. I think there's a chance. I mean, there is that foreshadowing that Jaime will be the Night King Slayer. I don't foresee either of them dying though, and I'm not sure that the Night King is going to die per se either. So I don't think it's actually going to happen, but I do think Jaime will become king and Lady Bran will become the queen. She is the younger, more beautiful person. On back of my Not a White Walker Azor Ahai video, in that video I was actually referencing the last hero. At the time I just wrote Azor Ahai because people are more familiar with that term. It's a bigger search term. Orniel, I cannot say that. Orniel. Is that backwards? Lanero? No, I can't say it forwards or backwards. All right. If that was true, why was he tied down? Why was he tied down and looking scared when he volunteered to become the Night King? It makes more sense if he was scared because he had no idea what they were doing to him and that he was held captive. Yeah, I totally agree. On back of that video, some people pointed out that if you put it on with subtitles, he actually says like no 3 times. The dude was not a willing participant there. So I've changed my view on it. I still think that he became the Night's King and he is the last hero. It's just that the stories are a lie. The last hero wasn't a hero, he was a victim. And that's why the Night King are part of the reason Night King's back, where it ties into the story. Haven't yet wrapped together why, but the Night King's back and he's angry. Razim says, quick question, Bran or the Hound? I put them both as like level 2 fighters. I've only done Corrin so far. Corrin's a level 2 fighter. I would put both the Hound and Bran as level 2 fighters as well. So I don't know, it's a flip 'em. In the show, Bran's pretty invincible. I mean, the Hound is too, he's pretty awesome, but the Hound's also had an injury. He seemed to have recovered, but I would say he's not the same as he used to be. He's probably a little less than he used to be, whereas Bran just seems to get better and better, and he's dirty, he knows how to win. Bran's awesome, at least show Bran. Plus the actor's just really good at performing those scenes, so if they were to fight in the show, Bran would win. They actually had a little stare down before the Battle of Blackwater. That was pretty intense. But then Bran saved his life. Yeah, actually, that's the scene where Bran does the coolest little kill in the entire show for me personally. He's like, cha, cha, cha. Electric Angelor says, do you think that maybe the North remembers and a Stark must always be in Winterfell are sayings because the Night King's brother brought him down, meaning maybe he's buried or trapped in the crypts of Winterfell, and there are past kings of winter guarding him and his queen there? As far as a queen, I'm not sure there is a Night Queen. I think that the queen in that lore for the Night King kind of refers to Mother Nature, Mother Winter. But the crypts are very interesting. Something that people don't speak about too much about the crypts is that the statues have the swords laid across their laps. That means you're denying guest right, meaning other people are not supposed to be going down to the crypts. Talking to you, Littlefinger. But there's something up with the crypts. I'm going to do some more digging. I don't think that they're going to magically come back to life. I mean, the bones are probably just in piles of bones. They're not like skeletons. But yeah, there's something there. And last but not least, Connie Bigger says 2 messages. They're related. I think Bran saw something in the future, that the knife was used by Arya. That's why he gave it to Arya. She needs to keep it. Maybe it will kill the Night King. And the second message, I think Arya stabs him in the heart with the dagger, right where the Dragonglass was put in the Night King. First off, for people that think there's like Dragonglass and you can pull it out of the Night King, maybe Sam's going to do another surgery. I don't buy it though. I think that, it's magical. You put in the Dragonglass and it sort of like melts into his body. He's stabbed with frozen fire and he becomes frozen water, ice. But as far as Arya stabbing him, I don't know if you saw my who will kill the Night King video. I don't think anyone will, but I listed out a bunch of reasons for different people. Arya has that line with Syriel where the first thing he does to her is he throws her a sword and she drops it. He's like, and then in season 7, we saw she has that little move where she throws over the dagger and throws it up. So she may try to use that move against the Night King. But another interesting thing about Arya is, some people, I don't buy that Bran is the Night King theory at all. I mean, for a lot of reasons, it's kind of silly. Let's say Bran wargs into the Night King. First of all, he's not going to be able to overpower him. He's not as strong. And even if he did, killing Bran does not affect the Night King, even if Bran is inside the Night King. Orell was that guy with the eagle. Jon Snow stabbed him with Valyrian steel, and Orell transferred his soul into the eagle. So at that point, you've got Orell and the eagle battling it out. Orell overpowers him, so Orell attacks Jon Snow because he's sort of in control of the eagle now. But when you kill the human, in this case would be killing Bran, it's not going to kill the Night King. Not saying they won't do it. It would be so tragic. Imagine they do it, thinking that it's going to kill the Night King, and then all they're left with, the Night King's still alive. And their brother's dead. But I do think something like that could happen, because there is a line, I remember after episode, whatever it was, 2, 3, when he gave the dagger to Arya, he said it in a really weird way. He goes something like,
it's wasted on a cripple.
That made me think that she was going to stab him, that it would be used on a cripple. I just think it would be pointless, though.